Hello, Mr. James K. How are you?
Shauna, I'm amazing. How are you today?
I'm great. You're always amazing. You're always a happy guy every time I talk to you,
Positivity is an important part of it. It's a little better than people being grouchy all the time. I quite like
right?
trying to share the good news.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we're both kind of a positive people, so
I agree. It
it's a
helps.
good place to be.
Definitely helps. That's why we get along so well.
That's why, right from the bat, we liked each other and stuff. So, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, James, and um, why you belong to Rotary?
Shauna, absolutely. Thanks for hosting this and thanks for what you're doing on behalf of Rotary. Folks, my name is James K. I live here in Kelowna for the last 11 years. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a Rotarian, a teammate, a leader, a civil engineer, and a developer builder. And it's very intentional. Rotary is high up on my list of what I do and who I am, and it's a big part of my life over the last 11 years. What Rotary means to me, Rotary changes lives. It's very simple. Rotary helps where help is needed. Rotary gives people the help that they need. Rotary gives me an opportunity to give back, a way to use time and resources to make a difference. And so Rotary is a leadership organization. It's made up of local businesses, professional and civic leaders. We meet regularly, get to know each other, form friendships, and through that we get things done in this community. Shauna, we make friends, right? We get together, we chat, we talk about where we need to be and how we're going to do it. For those who don't know, every year Rotary has a theme. And in my year when I was president, the theme was making a difference, and that resonated. That's really why I do what I do. This coming year, Shauna, have you heard our incoming president, Gordon McNally, shared that our theme for the year is creating hope in the world. And that resonates for me. I love it. What we do locally, what we do internationally, and Rotary is my chosen vehicle to try and make a difference.
Absolutely. So, tell us about where you came from and what you've done personally and professionally.
I like to keep things interesting, and so I keep things moving. There's no question. I was born in Mississauga, Ontario. Had a great growing up, great family, great opportunities. Got through school, pursued post-secondary, moved just north of Toronto. My wife and I, girlfriend at the time, got engaged, got married. And then, much like most people in the East, we covet the opportunity to live in the West. The idea to come out here and live in this gorgeous spot, be able to ski in the winters and ski and golf in the same day and enjoy the lakes and enjoy everything. But the same reason all of us live here, right? It was a very intentional move. We came out to BC and then started in the Lower Mainland, came to Kelowna. Absolutely love it. Those of you who know me know that I am a workaholic. I spend a lot of time trying to achieve. My wife and I are aligned in that. We raised two kids. They're great. We at 16 and 13, they're a lot of fun. What do I care about? It's success, but it's not success the way a lot of people define it. Mine is just being the best I can be. I care about people. I want to help. I want to make a difference locally. I want to try. I want to work with yourself, Sean, and other people to try and help locally, have an impact, right? Help others have some of the opportunity that we've created for ourselves. So that's me in a nutshell. I expect to be in Kelowna a long time. We do ski, we do recreate, and yeah, we have a great time here in Kelowna.
You mentioned that you can ski and golf in the same day here.
Absolutely, you can. In April, typically Dave Cullen would organize it, but Rotary often will do it. We'll take a day near the end of the season. So I happen to be gainfully employed with Big White. Shout out to my friends at Big White Ski Resort Limited. We'll go do a morning of skiing there and then come on down and do 9 holes or 18 holes of golf in the afternoon, just to say we can, right? It's gorgeous up there, and yet it gets nice down here. Put the two together. It's fun. You should join us. It'll be great.
It's been a long time since I've done both, except for skiing. I grew up in Calgary, so I used to ski all the time and got hurt pretty bad one time. And then I've always been a little gun shy getting back up on the skis. You kind of lose your nerve, and then you're hugging the hill all the time, and it's not as much fun.
We'll guarantee to take it easy on you, and you can do a nice green run. But to be able to say you did both in a day, you consider it. Consider joining us. It's well worth it.
So when did you join Rotary?
So this is an interesting one from my perspective. It was about 11 years ago. So I joined in 2012, and Rotary had never been on my radar screen. I wasn't a legacy. I didn't have parents in Rotary. I didn't know anybody in Rotary. But we were living in Abbotsford at the time, and the Chamber of Commerce did some business awards. And I was recognized through the chamber, and went to a Rotary meeting as part of the congratulations, and walked into a room of 50 or 60 people, and they were celebrating the holidays, and they were having fun and joking and laughing. And I thought, well, this is an interesting group. And then I met a colleague of mine in Chilliwack. He was a lawyer. He introduced me to just a fun-loving group of Rotarians that get together, and they did a lot of partying, a lot of socials, but a lot of fundraising, and did a lot of good. So when my wife and I and kids moved to Kelowna, try and make friends, try and grow a business, do some networking, try and figure out who's who in the city and what's happening. I checked out a Rotary meeting and really liked the people, really liked what was going on, and so I decided it was for me. It's funny, a buddy of mine, Dave, who's actually a competitor in business. We're both civil engineers. We both we'd call each other competitors. He sponsored me into the club. He realized it wasn't about business, and I'm not a threat to him by any stretch, but it was a matter of bring your colleagues, bring like-minded people together. Rotary is amazing that way. But then I realized it wasn't about the networking and the business side. That comes later. It was the passion projects, my way to get involved. I don't know, Sean, if you ever had a chance to meet Mike Wilding. Mike Wilding was a longtime Rotarian in our club, was chairing an event called Construction. And for those
I'm familiar with Construction, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I was doing that somewhere else, though, I think through TD when I was there. We did Construction.
Careful, because now that I know you got the skills, we might have to reinvigorate it. But he was in his second year of organizing, and saw a nice young guy who maybe had potential and didn't have anything else that he was committed to yet. So I kind of got volunteered into that. It was aligned with what I wanted to be doing. 2 or 3 years of Construction, getting involved with Pleasant Vale Homes. As you know, the Rotary Club of Kelowna started and developed a housing project here in Kelowna. So I got a chance to get involved with that. And again, that's core to what I believe we should be doing in terms of helping local people, giving them a hand up. And then, as you know, and you and I have talked about, it was about 7 years ago, a Rotarian named Colin Pritchard came to me and said, there's this camp in Peachland that's in trouble, and we Rotarians really need to get involved. And we mobilized 6 Rotarians. We joined the board. We took the camp back. We restarted it, and I'm proud to say 6 years later, it's going strong. So Silver Lake Camp, it's a passion project. Now, I understand you have a connection to Silver Lake. You know of it, do you?
I've volunteered before in the past to go up there and help them refurbish, and I've cleaned and painted and did some elbow grease up there and stuff. And I was quite impressed with it, and quite impressed with the organization and what they do.
It's a great spot and a great thing to get involved in. So I guess when you ask why Rotary, it aligns with everything I want to see to make the world better, right? Projects I'm passionate about. Somebody comes in with an idea, you know this. Somebody comes in with an idea, you get 6 volunteers to say, okay, I want to help you. Yeah. I want to see that idea through. I joined and I stick around because it's my way of giving back, but it's a heck of a lot of fun doing it.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned before, the last video, one of the things that keeps me, I love it. There's so much things I love about it, but the fact that you're always hearing bad news on the across the world and stuff, and you feel very helpless. But Rotary is such a big organization and immediately mobilizes, and it's doing things right away. So like shelter boxes were immediately going to Turkey when they had the earthquake and stuff. Like I love it. And I know we're working on something now to do a big contribution to Turkey to help them out and stuff, because it's hard to see people suffering and not really feeling like you can make a difference. But with your Rotary, you can. I love that part.
Yeah, I think, and we were in the same meeting there the other day. I mean, the $15 million of aid to the Ukraine, deploying hundreds or thousands of these shelter boxes. Have you ever seen the shelter box concept? Is absolutely phenomenal in a disaster torn area, in an area where the water is sanitation, housing is demolished. these packages arrive, these shelter boxes arrive, and it gives a family basically everything they need to start to survive and thrive, right? Water filtration, ability to make fire, pots to make food, blankets, warmth, shelter. I wish a Rotarian shared with me yesterday when he was in Haiti after the earthquake. Tents and shelter boxes deployed. A month later, it was only the shelter boxes that were able to withstand the elements. Yeah, there's real pride in
Right.
what Rotary does worldwide.
Yeah, no, everybody joining together is fantastic.
Absolutely.
So this year you have some fancy title.
I
Can
do.
you tell us what the title is and what that means? What are you doing?
So I've been given an opportunity to become an assistant governor. And in the Rotary world, it really all begins with Rotarians in the club. Whatever the club wants to do, whatever that group of Rotarians getting together wants to do, they can do events, they can change the way their meetings are done. It's totally focused on the local impact of that club. It can do anything that it wants. But because Rotary is structured as a bottom-up organization from the club level, I'm essentially a liaison between 4 other clubs here in Kelowna. For those who don't know, we've got, I think it's 9 clubs from Peachland to Lake Country. Some meet at breakfast, some meet at lunch, some meet at dinner, and they're all trying to achieve the same thing, right? Which is doing good. So my role as an assistant governor, I'm a liaison between those clubs to help coordinate them, help get them talking. I actually work with my counterpart, the other assistant governor in the area. So the 9 clubs talk monthly. The 9 clubs share ideas. The 9 clubs talk about fundraisers and events and where the need is and how we can help. And so it's a fancy title, but it gives me an opportunity to see how Rotary is working at the district level, which is everywhere from Prosser all the way up through Clearwater. And it is sharing ideas, the sharing of best practices, just helping each club be the best that it can be. So that's my role as the assistant governor.
That's fantastic. And that's all volunteer. That's all on your own time and stuff. So thank you, James, for taking that up.
No, it's, you know what's funny about it, Shauna, is that people are always worried about the time commitment. Oh, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. And I think what it really comes to is we make time to get together for lunch 1 day a week. And anybody watching this, you know very well, you're going to eat lunch on a Tuesday anyways. So you may as well come and have some fun with us. You may as well come and meet some people. You're going to take the hour anyways. So that's not even a time commitment beyond that. We have Rotarians, and that is their commitment. They're positive, they come, they help, they spend their hour and they leave, and that's great. Then you have people that volunteer to run an event, maybe a food drive. You have people volunteering to be at the kettles. You have people volunteering at various events. You can give of yourself as little or as much as you want. And some of us get passionate, and sure, you make a bit of extra time in your life, but it's not a massive time commitment. For people that are afraid of that, they're welcome anytime, which obviously goes to the next piece, which is Rotary is an open organization. You can walk into any Rotary meeting anywhere, anytime. Our club is totally inclusive. Tuesdays at lunch at the Coast Capri, walk in and introduce yourself. You are absolutely welcome. And that goes in any Rotary club. If you like what you see, you maybe you have the option of filling out a membership form. If you want to try a different club, check it out. Find a group of people that you enjoy, but it's completely open to everybody. We simply want more people to try and help.
Well, it's great. And I became a full member in 2019. It takes a little bit of time to kind of go through the process and stuff. But I tell you, I just love our group. They're just such great people. And I had so much fun at lunch on Tuesday.
Right.
It's like the fellowship's amazing. Like the people are so good, and just cracking myself up with the sitting around all you guys and stuff. It's so much fun.
I brought a colleague of mine to a lunch the other day. So for those who don't know, we sing O Canada to start the beginning. That's kind of the most formal part of the meeting. We typically have a guest speaker, right? And that guest speaker could be anybody in the community. We have MLAs and city. We have mayors. We also have different charities, different organizations. I learned about the museum, the art gallery. I learned more about what's going on in our community from the guest speakers. So the thought is, when you see the guest speaker coming up of interest, invite somebody that might be interested. I brought a friend, a colleague of mine that I work with. It was her first Rotary meeting. She's like, "What's Rotary?" She was, just kind of skeptical. But leaving, she said, "I see why you go here. This is uplifting. This is really, really a lot of fun. It's collaborative. It's joking around. It's interesting. Yeah, she was impressed.
Yeah, it was just awesome. I love it too. So what are you most proud of about our club?
Our club takes 60 people who otherwise might donate an hour of time, might make a donation in cash, 60 people who care, and helps them find projects that are needed, solutions to problems, ways to volunteer. I mean, our club is really motivated, it works hard, and it makes a difference, right? I mean, we're talking about ways to help people locally, help people internationally, help people in various walks. And so actually, maybe we digress for a quick second and talk about what is a service club. I mean, people look at it and say, well, what do you do? Well, in Rotary, it's a matter of, okay, you can serve at the club level, you can help make your club meetings happen, you can help make your club dynamic. So club service. Vocational service, we lean on people to use their expertise to help, right? If we're trying to organize construction, you find somebody that's got some project management experience or some other skills. You lean on suppliers and trades and whatever. So vocational service, using your skill set, Sean, as you're doing right now, you do this. I mean, you do this professionally. You're using your skills. Community service, how can we help out locally? Food drive, clothing drive, what's needed? International service, absolutely, trying to help out in other parts of the world. Our club has built reservoirs and dams, sanitation projects, education projects, delivered net books. I mean, the list is as long as your arm. And new generations, one of the things we often forget to share, the student exchanges that happen through Rotary, the youth that arrive to go to high school in a totally different country, usually in a different language. Rotarians host these kids in their homes for a couple of months, take them to Big White, take them to out on the lake, take them around to and show them this wonderful place we live in. Our work with young people, Rotaract, the idea of you and interact being high school, Rotaract being young Rotarians, giving high school students and recent grads a chance to make a difference. So what am I proud of in our club? There's so much, but it's the giving back, the impact that we have that that really goes a long way. So yeah, Pleasantville Homes, housing for dozens of seniors who needed it is a big one. Silver Lake, I'm very proud of. What else? Construction was fun, but the international projects. So I don't know if you had a chance yet, Shauna, to get involved with an international project. Have you gone there yet?
Not yet. Someday. Have you?
No, and I have not, because me personally, I focus locally. But we have a committee of people who are so passionate about some of the projects that are going on. So we've done a lot in India, absolutely. We've done Mexico, Colombia. We've done key projects. The community needs a well. Community needs a library. Community needs microfunding. So the international work that group does is truly inspiring.
So true. So true. Do you want to mention any of our club members that you admire and why you admire them?
Yeah, it's tough. There's a long list, right? I mean, we've had some exceptional leaders come through. And so when I joined, and when you're watching a meeting come off flawlessly week after week after week, because they're organized, they're passionate. So I mean, our president right now, Bill Redmond's amazing. Ragwa Gopal was great. John McIntyre was a real mentor for me, great leader. Dennis Campbell's absolutely hilarious. I mean, the leadership level of some of our presidents is really amazing. We've got so many committed Rotarians. I'm thinking about guys like our incoming president, John Walker, Dick, yourself, Shauna, Dave, Mario, Ron, Herb, Bruce, the people that are just there every week, making it happen. First ones to volunteer for committees, first one to make a difference. You interviewed Jamie Briggs. She's awesome and hilarious. Dave Cullen is great. Sheldon Palger, Colin Pritchard, Rosemary Keene. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. The one I like though is if you think of the fun Rotarians, you think about the people that just put a smile on your face, right? I've got Sean and Julie, I've got Robin and Karen, I've got Kathy. Everybody gives of themselves, everybody helps make it better. So there's so many that I admire, they make time in their life to help people, and I admire that.
So true, so true. What is something people would be surprised to know about you?
Ah, how much time have we got? That one could go for a while.
As much as you want.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the one that surprises people the most is that I'm actually an introvert. The idea of walking into a room full of strangers is intimidating and scary, and I don't like that. The idea of just networking and glad handing and shaking hands, not really high on my list.
Hmm.
But it's different when there's a purpose. It's different when there's a cause. It's different when we're all there for a reason, because all of a sudden it's not about me and trying to start a conversation or build that relationship. It happens naturally because you're aligned. It happens naturally because you're there together to do something together. And so yeah, what people would be surprised to know about me is I'm an introvert, but Rotary is my outlet. I love how we make a difference. And so, yeah, the ability to walk into any Rotary club anywhere and make instant friends. I had a chance to go to Seattle for Rotary training a couple of weeks ago. 675 people in a hotel. Most do not know each other, and yet instant friends because we're aligned in purpose, aligned with where we want to go, and aligned with how we're going to get there. It's truly inspiring. I don't know if people know when we talk Rotary, the real purpose. What's Rotary focused on? And so you say, well, what is it about this? Promoting peace is our number one. We're having an impact. We're trying hard. Fighting disease, not easy to do. Exciting when you can make a difference. Providing clean water, sanitation, and hygiene. You know, we're very fortunate here in our world. Other parts of the world need some help. Saving mothers and children, supporting education, growing local economies, protecting the environment, and of course, as you know, ending polio forever. And we are this close.
I know, didn't Bill say it's been, what is it, 20 weeks since there's been a polio case?
There is now a very long gap where there has been no wild polio cases identified. It would be really amazing for a cause that Rotary adopted decades ago to finally end polio. It's possible. And for those of us who didn't grow up in the polio era, I mean, I didn't know what polio was. The discussion of a pandemic wasn't real until COVID. This is the first time most of us have any understanding of what it is and why it's important. And yet, as I understand, Shauna, what I was told at least is a lot of the ways that we pioneered getting the polio vaccine worldwide are in place now to get the COVID vaccine out. So
really, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ending polio, we are this close. Absolutely.
Very cool. What else would you like to share about yourself and or the club?
I'd love to share the club with everybody in the city of Kelowna. I know people are busy. I get it. And I know everybody's got priorities and I get that too. But I'm so excited for what we do in terms of, like I said, great speakers this week, right? Let's talk this week for a second. We know we've got UBCO on the hill. We know they do wonderful things and there's all kinds of brilliant people there. But to have the leader of the medical school come down, join us for lunch, explain the great work that's going on, share how the faculty is growing, share how UBCO medicine is interacting in our community and going to be part of the solution to the healthcare crisis. That was worth my 1 hour of my life. Come on. Every week I walk away with some different insight, some better understanding. I'd love to share that with everybody in Kelowna. Like I said, some of the clubs meet for breakfast. If you're a morning person, I think it's Friday morning at the golf course. Get up bright and early for the Sunrise Club. If you like 5 o'clock, there's a Thursday at 5 at Capri. Like Shauna, you know, find where it fits in your life and give of yourself as much as you can. If 1 hour a week is all you can give, no problem. If you want to try and lead an initiative like our golf tournament, you know, our golf tournament is our major fundraiser, right? That committee puts in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and they raise significant funds to do great in our community. People will make time for that, right? So Rotary is whatever you want to make it. It's a safe space to step up and try leading an event, try co-working, co-leading an event. But you also get mentorship. You get leadership from others. Somebody that chaired it last year will be there to help you. You know, you can get all the support you want. So what do I want to share about our Rotary Club? Rotary's a great space. Rotary's a great group, and I'd really like to see more Kelowna residents, Kelowna, Kelownians getting involved and helping.
Absolutely. That sounds great. Thank you so much for your time, James. I really appreciate it.
Shauna, thank you for everything you're doing. I will see you at Rotary on Tuesday, and hopefully anybody watching this wants to join us at Rotary on most Tuesdays. So maybe this is a good time to suggest we have a website locally. If you Google Kelowna Rotary, you'll see our site, but more importantly, you'll see the lineup of speakers. You'll see any adjustments to dates. For example, tonight, 5 o'clock, we have a social. We get together once a month for a social as our after fives. And next week, if anybody wants to come see me, we have a change in date. So almost every Tuesday at noon, next week, Monday. But thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for the opportunity to share about Rotary. I love it. And thank you for putting us on.
Great. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Sean.